CareSouth is supporting the statewide Fostering New South Wales campaign to celebrate the important role of foster carers during this year's National Families Week, which begins today. Deb Tozer is the CEO of CareSouth and stepped out of an important board meeting this morning to join us. So we appreciate your time, Deb.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Yes, I'm actually with the Aqua Board this morning, so it's a great opportunity to just chat with you and acknowledge the exceptional, extraordinary work of our foster carers during Families Week, which is actually, I think it's their 20th anniversary as well.
They're expiring and in some cases extraordinary people, aren't they? But they don't like that sort of tag. They just regard themselves as ordinary folks just trying to do the right thing.
Yes, that's exactly right. I mean, some of the things that we're seeing achieved by, and our carers certainly are extraordinary, but they just see themselves as everyday people. So they're just people like you and I, and but have hearts of gold and actually stick with our children and young people and nurture them and provide a wonderful opportunity for our children.
Deb, there's been a lot of talk in recent years about who should be allowed to be a foster carer. Who can be a foster carer?
That's a really interesting question, because I think a lot of people think that you have to, be someone quite unique. But the reality is that almost anyone can be a foster carer. I think that the most important thing to remember is having a heart, commitment, passion, being able to stick with children and young people, provide a nurturing and caring home, being interested in a child, enjoy their company. And basically we have families that we have same-sex couples, single people, grandparents, families with their own children. So almost anyone can be a foster carer.
A good sense of humour and a bit of patience helps.
That's for sure. Yeah, definitely. As it does.
Anyone dealing with teenagers in particular, yeah.
Yeah, certainly. A good sense of humour, a love for life, a good understanding and an acceptance, to not be judgmental but accepting and patient. And as you raised teenagers by the sound of that, because we're definitely looking for carers.
No, definitely not, but I hear enough from friends who've got them. Thanks very much. I'm happy to mind them on occasion or hand them back or that sort of thing. Deb, on this topic, of course, and a very serious side of this whole process is for those who do put their hand up to become foster carers, the community would expect that a fairly rigorous screening process would take place before you allow them to do that.
That's certainly the case. We have a team of very experienced staff who go out and do a thorough assessment and talk through things, and it's really important that they understand the role. So yes, there's very rigorous assessments
in the interest
for
of
all
both
members of the family.
Yeah, in the interest of both the foster carers and the children involved.
That's exactly right. So it's really important that people know exactly what they're going into. So that's what the process sort of involves. It's very comprehensive, and it gives people an opportunity every step of the way to look at what aspect is right for them and whether we think they're the right match for us as well.
But if they do get the tick of approval, what sort of training do you give them?
Look, the training can be ongoing, but we do the standard training, which I believe is called the step-by-step training. We provide a range of different training about early development, and some of our carers, who I believe we might have with us today, might be able to talk a little bit about.
Yes, Kim Meurer is standing by on the other line. She and her husband Kim and his wife have been, have I got that right, have been foster carers for 8 years, and they foster 2 teenagers long term, so we'll hear more about that in a moment, yeah.
Oh, great, yes. Yeah,
so there's ongoing training, support, and you're always there to help them in that, and sometimes the foster caring is short-term, sometimes long-term?
Yes, they can do it for a weekend. It may be that they support families as well. So it can be just a day, a weekend, full time. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who have any capacity. So sometimes I think people who are interested in being carers think, look, I don't actually have the time at the moment to be able to dedicate full-term, care for children. But what we're looking for is people who might be able to do respite care as well and support other carers. That's really important.
So if anyone listening now thinks they'd like to explore the possibility, find out more about becoming a foster carer, what's the best thing to do?
please contact our wonderful staff on our 1300 number and have a chat to someone. They'll come out and speak with you, bring you to an information session. We'd love to hear from you. We would really encourage anyone who's interested at all, and we're particularly looking for carers at the moment who are interested in looking at sort of that 8 to 15, so capturing that teenage group. So we'd really encourage anyone who's been thinking about it for a little while, please give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
For a no-obligation chat, call 1300 554 260. I will give that number again in a moment, 1300 554 260. Deb, congratulations on the work that CareSouth does as far as all of this is concerned at the moment. We'll let you get back to that very important meeting.
Thank you very much for the time. Have a lovely day.
Deb Tozer, CEO of CareSouth. Now, let's talk to Kim Meurer, who's a foster carer. She and her husband, Pat, have been foster carers for about 8 years now. Kim, good morning to you.
Hi, how are you?
Well, thanks. I'm keen to know, though, why did you and your husband get involved in the first place?
Well, the first time is a friend of ours told us that they were fostering. So three of our older children had left home and we had empty rooms. And then we saw the ad in the Meurer for CareSouth, so we rang up and inquired, and 8 years down the track, we're still going.
How did you find the whole process from making that initial inquiry to the first time a child stayed with you?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was fun, actually. CareSouth took us through everything. We had meetings and some training, and I think, and on my birthday, we ended up with 2 kids, and then it just went from there.
It was on your birthday?
Yes, we had a birthday party and we got the phone call to say, we've got 2 kids, are you ready? And we said yes, and it was just wonderful.
Do you think it helped that you'd raised 3 of your own already?
We had five of our own.
Oh, okay. So did you still have 2 of yours at home?
Yes.
When you fostered children? How's that interaction? What's that like?
Oh, it was wonderful. It sort of, it just brought the kids from out of their rooms back down into the lounge room, and they interacted with the kids. And now we do, with the 2 teenage children I've got now in foster care, we do lots of picnics and family meals, and there's always something going on, and our family's fantastic with the kids. They've embraced them as their own.
And over those 8-year period, how many children have you helped?
Well, I tried to work that out last night, actually. It was, we've had newborn to 15-year-olds, but we've done about 3 long-term, and the 2 we have at the moment have been with us for 4 years now.
This is a question I probably should have asked Deb Tozer, but I'll ask you, what sort of financial support do you get?
Yeah, well, my husband's now retired, so the financial risk is quite fine. We don't have any problems with money or...
But is it all at your expense, or do you get some sort of
we get help with
funding?
CareSouth.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is support on the financial side as well. It's not entirely up to you to do that.
No.
What would you say to anyone listening now who's sort of thought about this, heard about foster caring in the past, and thinking about exploring the possibility of becoming a foster carer?
Well, I think if you've got a spare room in your home, and if they were like us, our house was always full of kids growing up with our kids' friends and family. And look, just think about it. It's a chance to help a young child or a teenager or someone just to be safe, just to grow in your own home and be part of your own family. There's a lot of children out there that need to be safe, and that's the biggest worry. That's what we always were worried about.
Okay, so at least have a chat with CareSouth and see what your concerns are about becoming a foster parent and foster carer, and see if CareSouth can address that and help you along in the process.
Yes.
Kim, do you still have contact with some of the kids who've been in your home at times?
Yes, we do actually. One of our young girls who is now 18, my husband actually helped her get her licence, and she hasn't been with us for 5-6 years.
Okay.
And so he's got her licence, and she's still part of the family, and she visits, and
Must be nice to see how things are going for them some time down the track.
Yes, it is. It is.
Congratulations. Enjoy National Families Week, and particularly this focus on those who are foster carers to you and Pat. And thanks for telling us about your experience with it this morning.
Thank you very much.
Kim Meurer, a foster carer, and CareSouth celebrating. That number again, if you'd like to talk to the foster care team and explore the possibility of becoming a foster carer yourself, no obligation chat on 1300 554 260. 1300 554 260. That's the number for CareSouth.